going to be seated for just a bit this morning. I need to kind of get up and move, warm up. But we'll start seated. Want the chair to be someplace sturdy. I do have my back legs off of my mat, but I have rubber grips on to make sure that nothing is slippery. Same thing with my socks. I have little grips on the bottom. So everything nice and steady, nice and safe. We want to think about our yoga and our breath, not our stability or for sliding. So coming kind of to the center of your chair so that we have a nice straight back, not using the back of your chair, but not really on the edge. We want to ground in first. Heels kind of below the knees. Notice your foundation. Maybe the knees are open as wide or a little wider than the hips. Kind of a tripod of support, seat, heels. Ease in the jaw, ease in the shoulders. Maybe palms up just to kind of wake up more. They say that you're kind of inviting energy and breath into the palms as opposed to palms down, a little bit calmer. So we'll sort of wake things up this morning. Notice our breath. Take an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose if that works for you today. If not, just a gentle open lip for inhale and exhale. We want to slow the breath and hear it. You're going to release the rest of the day, the to-dos, the laters. Just set that off the mat and give yourself time to listen to your breath. A gentle lift to the side of the bodies, up through the front and back, up through the neck, crown of the head toward the sky, tall spine, and breathe. Just noticing, notice your belly, notice your ribs, your shoulders as you inhale and exhale. Gentle movement in the toes, kind of grounding the feet in. And then pause and lift the toes, noticing with a gentle rock of the feet, the balls of the feet, the heels, side of the heels. That awareness of our grounding. Pause and breathe. Very nice. Arms down by the side. Inhale, sweep them up, maybe look up. And exhale, float them down. Nice, big, strong lift to the air, up, open fingers, open mouth, exhale. Good, let's bring the hands to heart center and kind of warm them up. Honestly, my hands are a little cold. Bring the hands together for a little heat. Very nice, fingertips to shoulder and very slow movement because we're listening to our shoulders. So back and up for our inhale, forward and down for the exhale. Very slow, not momentum. We're listening to our shoulders. We might literally be listening to our shoulders, but we're also figuratively listening to our shoulders. Kind of just reminding you where your shoulders are today, being kind to them as we move through some of our movements. Good. Pause. Now inhale up and back. Exhale down and forward. Nice and slow. Just sitting with whatever range you have today, kind of noticing, breathe. Nice. One more. Good. Dropping the arms. Let's roll the wrists. One way. Maybe open the fingers and piano the fingers at the same time. And the other way. Very nice. And then with arms straight, kind of down by your side and palms open, we're going to open the palms toward the front and then rotating them outward only to your capacity. So the thumb might be pointing back or pointing out to the side. Kind of inhaling here. And then as we exhale, draw the belly to spine, rotate the thumbs through, and maybe the thumbs point back, pinkies forward. Just notice that rotation. So we'll do that a couple times. Inhale and exhale. You might have a slight curve to the shoulders. That's fine. We're just kind of getting into the shoulder joint. Our shoulders and hips have these wide range of motion. We want to stay safely and move through the whole range as possible. So this gentle twist into the shoulders. Good. Next time the palms are out, facing out, maybe thumbs are back, kind of reach the heart forward, pausing here, it's a back bend. Maybe you look up, whatever feels nice, and breathe. Deep breaths, feeling into the front of the body. Notice how that feels right there in the front of the ribs, top of the belly. Shoulder blades reaching toward one another, thumbs reaching back, hands are wide, fingers wide open. Good, nice deep inhale. And as we slowly exhale, we're gonna bring the tailbone under us a bit, tuck the belly button, rotate the thumbs back, and then you can drop the head here, keeping the arms straight, but rotating that thumb, wide open fingers. Drop the head, a little tuck to the belly. And now some nice deep breaths and notice the back body. Ease in the jaw, ease in the toes. Big, slow, deep inhale and exhale. Very good. With our next inhale, we'll go ahead and rotate the hands back to neutral. Nice tall spine. Very nice. Take any movements that feel good after that. Let's open the feet nice and wide. Maybe come out to the edge of your chair. Still nice and stable, but just for a little hip movement. Let's move into a seated goddess. So we have our heels under our knees. Let's raise the elbows in line with the hips. Hands nice and active, and we're really kind of pulling the knees back. So we're not going to try not to let the knees fall into the center. Tall spine, so strong. Good, and let's add a little breath. So we'll inhale, fingertips for the sky. And with purpose, exhale, moving the elbows down, keeping in that plane of the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, not momentum, but kind of drawing those shoulders, elbows down. Knees are out, keeping those knees out, active seat. Good, one more. And draw it down. Nice, let's keep those legs nice and awake. I'm gonna place my right, I'll use right and left, even though I might be backward from you. Right wrist to right knee. I'm gonna inhale over. And that same purpose, as you exhale, draw belly to spine and kind of think of drawing the elbow down. So not momentum, but strength. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine with purpose, bringing the whole torso back. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to come over and pause, breathe. Maybe if your shoulder's limited and your hand's in front of you, that's fine. If you can bring it a little higher, only to while you're breathing. If you find yourself holding your breath, that means it's too much. You need to back out, find that edge that's not discomfort. Breathe. Very nice. I'm going to sweep my arm up a little looser here, straight toward the sky. Inhale a little bit back, and exhale, sweep it down toward the ankle. Keeping that left knee open. Inhale, maybe look up. Exhale down. If this is too much bend over for you, you can place your hand on your knee instead. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Let's bring it up and hold it open. Breathe. Notice where the effort is. Ease in the face. Reach those fingers out and up. Good. Big inhale and exhale, nice and slow. Pausing here, just kind of let the arm hang. Maybe do a little shoulder circle here, one way and then the other. Keep that left knee out. Very nice. Come to center, palms on the knees. Let's straighten our back. So draw the shoulders back, pressing the heart out. Inhale, and then exhale, belly to spine, push up to seated. Very nice. We're gonna do the other side. Wrist to knee. What did we do? Inhale over. Presence in that belly, spine. Exhale, nice strong seat. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping that arm up and over if possible. Inhale. If not, even if the shoulder is not doing this, you can inhale and reach that top of the shoulder away from the hip. Exhale, belly to spine, still moving the whole body up. So we're not just relying on the low back. Exhale. Good. One more with movement. And pause here for breath. Ease in the face. Not gripping the toes. Right knee is staying out. Breathe. Whatever makes your neck happy. You can look down. You can look up. You can close your eyes and breathe. Good morning, right side ribs. Good. Big inhale. And exhale. Back to seated. And I didn't go up, so we're going to go back over. Good. Reach toward the sky. Maybe look up at the fingers. Big inhale. Kind of sweep the arm back. Just find your gentle range. And exhale, sweep it down toward the ankle. Again, adjust here for you. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale down. Keep that right knee open. Inhale up. Exhale. Once more. Exhale. Let's sweep it nice and wide and pause. Or fingers can come to shoulder. Whatever helps. If this is too much for the neck, you can take the neck out of it. Breathe. Good. Big inhale, big stretch. And exhale nice and slow. Counting on that core to bring us down slowly. Then just swing the arm. Relax the head, neck. Very nice. Right hand to right knee. Coming over. This time we're going to come up with a curved back. But what is really important here, you hear some people say one vertebrae at a time. That's only smart if you are supporting your low back, because in case your back doesn't want that, you need to have support. So we're placing our hands on our knees or on our thighs. And as we roll up, really thinking about from the bottom to the top to safely come up. It is important, the flexion and extension of the back, but it's important to do it safely. So not just coming up with a curved spine. Let's bring the feet in just a little so we can rock the knees side to side. Just realized I am very color coordinated today with the shirt and the socks. It's not intentional. Good. Let's drop them over to one side so that one knee is kind of dropping in toward the opposite ankle. Breathe, ease in the jaw. Very nice. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine. Lift the knee, drop the other. This side might be different. Just notice where your hips are. Good. Inhale. And exhale, lift. Just get into the feet a little bit before we stand up. So coming to the back of the toes, bottom of the toes, back, bottom. Pressing up, lifting the heels. So we're not weight bearing here. So we really want to invite if your ankles tend to fall out because the big toe, just gently try to guide it in or just sit with where your edge is. But working with that seated, so you're not weight bearing, is really good. You can also have a band. You can work with a band to gently support as you try to bring your ankles closer together. Try to get the big toe bending. And the long hold is good. Pressing in. Let's do something with our hands so we forget about our feet. Grasping the hands, clasping the fingers. Let's inhale out. Exhale. Inhale, 45 degrees. Exhale. Keep those ankles lifted if you can. Inhale overhead to your capacity or release the grip. Just raise the hands. Good. 45. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Nice. And let the ankles go. All that extra work we got out of them. Roll one foot. And then the other. Very nice. Maybe squeeze the toes. The ground. Good. So we're going to come up out of our seat. I'll stay sideways here. Having a chair nearby, if getting up is difficult for you, having a chair nearby so you don't strain or feel unsteady. But slide the heels back as possible. We're going to hinge at the hip and the knees. Keep our back nice and straight, shoulders back. You can have your hands on your knees or on a chair. We're going to use our exhale to push ourselves up through our feet and lift the body, propel it up with our exhale. So we'll inhale, exhale, drawing everything in and up. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of this practice. Nice daily practice. Inhale, soften and lower. Exhale. Keeping the shoulders back. Inhale. And that pelvic floor sort of open, soft. Exhale, draw in and up. Inhale. Exhale. Come to our chair to pause. Breathe. Happy yoga face. A little challenge. Challenge yourself maybe to dip a little lower if possible. Nice straight back. Good. Inhale and exhale to standing. Very nice. Move my chair off here for a minute. Okay. Let's sweep up and exhale down. Widen the feet. Let's do that again. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just feels good. Inhale up. exhale down. We turn the toes out just slightly. We're going to reach the arms up for star. So very active. We're pressing through the feet. Feel yourself pressing. You're making holes in the ground and you're reaching out the center finger, middle finger out for the corners of the room. Very active. Breathe. Big reach. Big stretch. Try not to grasp your shoulders up toward your ears. Sort of lower the shoulders, but still reaching through the whole arm. Breathe. Good. Big inhale. And exhale. Lower down. Hands to hips. And we're just going to gently, you can turn your toes in a little bit, or toes in the same direction as your knees. Knees are the boss here. Just gently over one side to the other. Good. Pausing one side. Find that depth of your lunge. To keep my back nice and straight. Good. Inhale. Exhale, push, and over to the other side. Keeping the shoulders up keeps our seat up. If we're falling too forward, then our knees are way over our toes. Good. Inhale and exhale back. Very nice. Feet to the center. So you can have a chair here nearby. We're going to do a little one leg movements. There. So we'll inhale. So plant into the, I'm going to say again, left foot. Planting into the left. The chair's on my left side. Left foot, left side. Inhale and exhale. Bring that right knee up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. We're at a challenge with the arms. Inhale. And exhale. A little balance challenge. You can also do it one arm. Inhale. Exhale. One hand on the chair or both arms up. Grounding into that left foot. Very nice. One more. And we're going to pause here. Hold on to the chair if you'd like, or you can try hands Anjali Mudra to the chest. Inhale, and then gently exhale and look over to the right. I'm going to use my chair because I'm bobbling. We need the twist more than we need both hands to the chest. Good. Inhale, exhale to center, and leg down. Good. Calling on the hips there. Very nice. Now other side. The chair can probably stay there. Inhale, exhale, left knee up. Inhale, exhale. And notice what your body's doing to maintain balance. I'm wobbling out to my right. Just notice your right foot. How are you engaging? Exhale. That big toe, the sides of your feet. Okay, let's add the arms. Inhale. Exhale. The side might be different. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Next time, we'll hold it up. Hold that left knee. I'm going to keep one hand on the chair. Bring my other hand into the center. Inhale. And exhale. Twist over to the left. Breathe. Good. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine. Come back to center. Lower the leg. Very nice. Pedal out the knees, ankles, hips. Very good. We'll pause here for a moment to enjoy all of that energy created in Tadasana. Lifting the toes, grounding into the soles of the feet. Arms comfortably at your side. You can draw your shoulders up And then roll them back and then let them come to rest. Breathe in, breathe out, just enjoy that energy of your body. Maybe ever so slightly, just slightly, bring your ears back a tiny bit, like someone couldn't even notice that you did it. So not dramatic, just to help us come to a nice tall stance. Jaws open, unlocked. Breathe through the nose. Soften the knees if you find them locked. Check in with your low back. And just enjoy your breath. Very nice. Piano the fingers. Roll the wrists. Nice. So I'm going to turn toward my chair. I don't know if we need the chair here or not, but anyway, turn to the chair. It might actually be better if it's on the side of you, so I'm going to move it behind me. Just going to use my mat. Yeah, side is probably better. I'm going to take a step forward. So our toes are just open. Our hips are both our hip points are facing forward. So the whatever you prefer, actually. If you want to be up on the ball of your toe, your foot can be facing forward. If you prefer to be on your heel, we're going to put a little bend in the front knee. My right knee is in front and bent. And then whatever's comfortable with your back leg, whether you prefer your heel up or down, that's your preference. It's always your preference. So knee bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float it down. If you're feeling tippy at all, you just heel toe that right foot out to the right a little bit to kind of widen your train tracks. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale down. We'll do a little twisting. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, open to the right. Very nice. Pause here. Breathe. So it might be more comfortable to come up off that left heel. Breathe. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Move that torso in. Arms up overhead. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it back to center, arms up. Inhale, open. Very nice. Exhale. Good. Now we're going to inhale and open. Pause here. And this too is where you can have your chair in front of you or in front of you if you like a little balance. We're going to drop that back hand. Just kind of drop it. Maybe it touches the inside of its other thigh. And gently raise up the left hand. Looking at the palm. Breathe. So strong. At any time you can have a hand on a chair. Wave my arms around, knock myself off balance. Breathe. Very nice. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine. Bring the torso back straight. And then back to neutral. Beautiful. Hands to the hips. And step forward. Pedal out the legs a little. Very nice. Good. Plant into the left foot. Raising the right foot. Step back. In kind of a pace so that you can have stability. Maybe heel toe the left foot out a little bit. Widen our base here. Bend the knee. Arms down and then inhale, sweep up. Kind of get that movement going first. Make any adjustments. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Once more. Very nice. Now sweep the arms up. And exhale, open to the left. You'll notice that we change our breathing a little bit when we're having our exhale help us with the twist, the work part of the twist. So we'll inhale here, and then exhale to come back to center, arms overhead. Inhale, open. Exhale, back to center. Draw the belly in, protect the low back. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, let's pause here in this twist. Opening, good. Then slowly lower that back hand. Maybe it touches a thigh, or maybe this is when it goes to the chair. Front palm open, up. Raise it to the sky, following. If that's too much for the neck, you can just look forward. And breathe. Listen to the breath, feel it. Where's the body working? Just kind of sit with all that work and breath. Very nice. Inhale and exhale, belly to spine. Raise the head back up and come to center. And back to Tadasana. Beautiful. Pause here. Make any movements first so you can settle in Tadasana. Soften the knees. Soften the jaw, the hands, lifting the toes. Notice your steadiness, your grounding. Soft shoulders, breathe. Fingers nice and open. Piano, wrists, shoulder roll. Maybe the other. Very good. Let's do a little forward fold, half lift. So we're going to inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive down, keeping the shoulders back, the back straight until your body says, I need to bend the back. Then you put a little gentle bend in the knees and allow the head to come down. If you have eye pressure or blood pressure problems, please stop with your hands at the top of your thighs so your head doesn't get lower than your heart. And as we inhale, we'll slide the hands up so our fingertips are sort of right below our kneecaps. Draw the shoulders back and exhale. Inhale, half lift. Hands can come up to the top of the thighs if that's more comfortable. Exhale. Once more, inhale, half lift. Exhale. Very nice. Pausing here, if this is comfortable for you in a forward fold, cross the arms. Again, you can put a deep bend in the knee, and you can also rest your palms on the back of the chair. Whatever's comfortable for you. Breathe. Breathing into that low back. We'll slide the hands gently to the top of the thighs there, right in the crease of the leg. And we'll do that raising up with the curved back very gently. And if that bothers your low back at all, we'll do this again with a straight back. And come up. So 2 good ways to come up from bending over. Hands nice and planted. Or inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan, dive down. You find yourself bent way over. Big bend to the knees. Bring the shoulders back. Nice straight back so our shoulder blades are touching or reaching toward one another. Inhale. And then exhale, keeping the back straight, just like chair position, to come to standing. Trying not to rely on the arms, trying to rely more on the legs, not the arms and the low back. And speaking of legs, we'll come down into our chair, calves touching the front of the chair, grounded into the feet. Put a bend in the knees, bend in the hips, our 2 pivot points. Hands to heart center or resting on a chair if this is more of a practice for you. challenge. Lifting the toes so you really feel that grounding of your feet, not relying on the toes. And slowly lower down. If you feel your weight into your heels, bring your shoulders a little more forward. If you're coming over the top of your toes, reach your seat out a bit more. Lower down, nice and balanced. Happy face. And come to seated. It really is good homework every day. Every day. Let's open the legs nice and wide. Palms resting, fingers on the inside of the knees. Nice tall spine, inhale, and as we exhale, folding, bringing shoulder down toward opposite knee, in that direction. Something in a direction that feels good there. Good. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, come back to center. Inhale here, and exhale down. Just move through that a couple of times on your own, using that belly to spine to support the low back as you come up. Really reaching with the inside of the shoulder toward the inside of the opposite knee, just for a gentle twist. Very nice. One more each side, wherever you are. Good, and come to rest. Let's bring the legs together. Heels to the ground, toes toward the sky. And point one foot at a time, sort of point touch, stretching those feet out. Good, holding one big point, lifting the top of that ankle, big point. Very nice, roll it out. And other foot, big point, stretching all the way through the leg, out the top of the toe, lifting the top of the ankle, and roll it out. Very nice. You can come back in your chair a bit. Left palm facing away. We'll very gently bring the right fingers in to gently guide the left fingers back. And this is too much for your shoulders. They've had enough. You just bend the elbow. You'll get the same thing. Try to engage the thumb. Forget about my thumb. So maybe the pinky finger gets the thumb. Bring those fingers back. You find your intensity, but breathe into that space your tendons and ligaments are looking for there. So breathe into it. Nice, safe way to keep the mobility in the wrist and fingers, bringing the fingers back, bringing the wrist back. Breathe. Ease in the jaw. Sit in your breath. Very nice. Gently release the tension. And then left fingers pointing toward the ground. Right hand on the top of the hand. And again here, easy. Gauging your pressure. Breathe. Very nice. Let it go. Little movement. Good. Right palm, this side might be very different. Kind of opening those left fingers to guide the right fingers, wrist back. Sit with your breath. These long holds are nice, try to find the tension you might be holding in your jaw or your shoulders, sort of thinking about the tension in your hand. So release the hips, the toes, the jaw, the shoulders. Just think about that tension between the fingers. Guiding those right fingers back and breathe. Very nice. Slowly release the tension and then gently fingertips toward the ground. Left hand just gently bringing it back. Again, your elbow is bent or not as you want. Draw your belly button into the low back. I tend to, that's something about the tension, I tend to throw myself into a back bend. So bringing that belly button in toward the spine, keeping the low back in neutral. Breathe, ease in the jaw. Pressing the top of the wrist away from you. Good. Inhale and exhale, release. Little movement, shake it out, whatever feels good. Very nice. Shoulder roll. We're going to take our left hand toward the screen, wiggle the fingers. Let's sweep the left arm behind us just to rest it on the low back. To your capacity, if the fingers stop at your left hip, that is totally fine, your yoga. If they slide over to the right hip, that's okay too. Then with our right fingers, we're just going to gently hold the left fingertips. And then look over the right shoulder. Breathe. Again, mind your low back. If this puts you into a bit of a back bend, belly to spine, ease in the jaw. Very nice. Slowly dropping the chin so that you're sort of peeking at your right leg. We move nice and slow because if your neck doesn't like a particular motion, then you want to guide it out and be in neutral. We don't push the neck. Good, and then slowly allow the chin to drop to center. Good, inhale. Exhale first, belly to spine, and then feel that pressure, that squeeze coming all the way up through the chest, up through the neck to lift the head to center. So we don't want to rely just on the neck to lift us. We want to think about using the whole body. Very nice. Sweep the right arm back, back of the hand to low back, one side or the other with hips. Left fingers gently holding right fingers. And look over the left shoulder. Breathe. Take a nice deep breath, settle into the space. Maybe you find a little more space on your exhale. Not required, just notice. Good, now lowering the chin, kind of looking at the left leg. And letting the chin fall to center. Heavy head. You can always support your forehead with your left fingers if this feels too much as we lift back up. So we'll inhale, so option with resting the head on the fingertips, and exhale, belly to spine, move that whole power up and through the head. Very nice. So we'll settle in a little bit for a couple of minutes of Shavasana, our yoga rest. Taking a pause just to allow our mind some ease of thinking. We can't quiet it, we can't silence it, but we can be really nice to it and give it something soft to think about. So you can rest with your palms up or down, whatever's comfortable, so your shoulders aren't working. If you prefer a couch or the floor, that's fine too. We're gonna grip the toes either up or curled, whichever is good for you, to bring tension to the feet, or you can just press the feet into the ground, whichever you prefer. Curl the toes, stretch the toes, press the toes. Tension in the feet, tense, tense, breathe. Big inhale, Release. Relax. Fists, make fists, and then squeezing the elbows into the side of the ribs, making our fists, squeezing the elbows in, tense, tense, but breathe, not holding the breath, bringing tension to the body, torso. Inhale, exhale, release, hands, shoulders, ribs. And in with our face. We're going to bring everything in like there's a drawstring on the nose. Eyes, lips pursed, nose squeezing everything in. Breathe, tension in the face. And then big inhale, lion face. Open mouth, tongue out, eyes open, eyebrows up. Good. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Settle in. Noticing a warmth and ease in the feet. Breathing in, breathing out, release the calves. Settling in the breath, release the knees, legs. Allow heaviness in the hips, belly. Sitting with the soft movement of the ribs and chest. Heaviness in the shoulders, arms, hands. And the face, forehead, temples, heavy and at ease. Guiding the mind back to the sound of your breath. With eyes remaining closed, touching the thumb to the index finger. Doing a gentle mudra, with thumb to pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. So inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, exhale, 1, middle, ring, pinky. Again. Move through that a couple of times with your own breath. Two more times. And then Anjali Mudra, hands to the heart space after your 2 more times. Sitting with that connection, one palm to the other, thumb at the heart space. Nice inhale. And exhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste, everyone.